Most people know me as Wall Street Rail, but for the last 15 years, 14 years, 9 months, 19 days to be exact, the government knew me as Inmate 43083-039. You're now tuned into my fair vacation.
What up, though? Y'all know what it is. You're not tuned into another episode of My Fair Vacation, Season 2, brought to you live from Farm Boy Studios, sponsored by Vivian's Barbecue. It's your host, none other than your boy Wall Street. Today I got my man, Trell in the building.
What up, though? What up, though?
What's the word, my guy?
Hey, man, you know what it is.
So you know, this is My Fair Vacation, man. So, you know, because a lot of people might know you from a lot of other things, you know what I'm saying? So, if anybody don't know, you know what I mean, give everybody a rundown on who Trell is and how you end up getting indicted.
Hey, man, you know, the same way we all got indicted, we got told up. No, but, man, you know, I'm from Joy Road, you know, born and raised on Joy Road. And, you know, coming up on Joy Road, you fall into the streets. You know, I didn't grow up looking at people, looking at scholars or looking at people going to college. You know, I didn't see too many people graduate high school. So, you know, I followed in the footsteps that was left of me.
The same thing as like the product of my environment situation.
To a degree, absolutely, to a degree. Situational circumstances.
So, you know, going to the case a little bit. How the case unfolded?
I don't want to get too deep into that. Documentary coming up.
For sure.
But I do. I will give you what I can give you. And so, you know, I came up in the crack area. You know, so we sold crack like the 80s on Joy Road. You know, a lot of people look at it and they shunned upon crack during the time when we were selling crack. You know,
I'm from that area. I don't know nothing else but that. You know what I mean?
You know, so by this time, everybody was in. You know, they was off selling weed, and they was like, man,
I stuck to it. You know what I mean?
I said, man, y'all don't know what we got going on here. But we let that. We wasn't as vocal about it. You know, a lot of people get out and go around the city and they're really vocal about what they're doing, how they hustling, and what they selling, and how much they selling. We wasn't that vocal about it.
Y'all was hustling on phones and shit, when y'all?
Absolutely.
Y'all known for the mic.
For the mic, you know what I'm saying? We call custos bloods. You know, so getting into why we call it the mic, you know, we didn't always start with the cell phones. Obviously, it wasn't cell phones, you know, back when we first started hustling. So we was off blocks, we was off houses, we was off the corners, just like any other hood, and it evolved into the cell phones.
So you initially got indicted. We ain't got to go into the case because this is My Fair Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go into the Fed bit.
Okay.
So you got indicted. What was you charged with? Give me that.
All right, I was charged with a continued criminal enterprise. I was charged with unlawful use of communication facility and a few possession counts.
So that's CCE.
Yes, sir.
CCE carry life.
Yes, sir.
How much time was you eventually convicted?
I got sentenced to 30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
Is that your first time being locked up?
Yep. Very first case. Very first time being incarcerated.
Okay, so let's go back to that. How, like, when you got indicted, how did it happen? Like, did you know what was coming or what happened? You just got arrested? Did you make a sale to somebody? You know what I mean?
No, I didn't. So it was a 15-month investigation, and I never made a sale to anybody during the entire investigation. To any federal informant or anything like that. So they got on to us through one of our customers who dealt with my brother, and he became an informant. I don't know how he became an informant, but he became an informant. He started purchasing from my brother and one of my other co-defendants, and he put the feds on us initially.
So how they ended up grabbing you though?
Just through the investigation. They 15 months worth of work. You know, they did wiretaps, they did aerial surveillance, just helicopters, and
I mean, the day they grabbed you, how did that happen? How did that unfold the day they grabbed you?
oh man, so the day that they grabbed us, they
caught all y'all at the same time?
They got us all at the same time. They raided my house, my brother's house, my co-defendant, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my other co-defendants. So 7 houses altogether. They raided at the same time. So they came and snatched everybody at the same time. They got the worker who was on the street on the phone at the time. They snatched them up. So they had like over 150 officers just for that day to come snatch everybody up.
It got you. And you ain't know none of this was coming. It just got you.
I didn't. You got signs. You got signs. It's a ton of signs.
For sure.
But you ignore them. You know. You don't think it's the feds, right? You never think it's the federal government. It's the DEA, it's the ATF that won't me. You never think that. You know. You don't know that. The feds don't care if you selling bricks or if you selling a tenth of cocaine. They don't care what you're selling. If it's a case that they can build, they can build it. But so yeah, through wiretap investigation, aerial surveillance, they seen me. They had me on phone calls. So through the wiretaps, they had 120 something thousand calls that they had tapped. So I was on 11 of them. I got charged with 4 of them. So I got 4 phone counts off the 11 that I was on. And it's really up to their interpretation of what they.
For sure, they can say the phone conversations, say you did this, did that. Like, that's the purpose of my fair vacation. Like, I always got to give this disclaimer. Like, in no way, shape, form, or fashion is we on this podcast to tell war stories or to glorify prison. Like, we giving y'all a little game. You know what I'm saying? Because the government plays some tricks, and when it's you versus the United States government, your ass is not gonna win if they want you. You know what I'm saying?
Because they can do all the tricks. They can lie and do all the tricks that they want to do, and the court's obviously gonna let them go get away with it because they all in cahoots. You know, they all work together.
For sure.
They all under the same oath.
That's why your lawyer really ain't your lawyer.
Your lawyer is not really your lawyer. You know, your lawyer is under the same. He's an officer of the court, just like the prosecutor is, just like the judge is. So he's not. He's there to represent you, but he's not for you.
For sure.
Even if you pay him.
For sure.
Even if you pay him, and I don't recommend
sure.
nobody paying any lawyer for the feds. I'm sorry. I don't recommend that.
That's how I like.
telling money.
When I first got my situation, the lawyer I had a state lawyer because I was going through state shit. And she like, if you want somebody went to the grand jury and you going to jail, give me this amount of money for retainer. I'm like, what? What? Get the fuck out of here. And I ain't sold shit. Get the fuck out of here. But I was gonna get that time regardless if I gave that lady that money or not.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
my first lawyer, where I was shopping around, my first lawyer that I gave him like a few thousand for retainer, and everybody started getting in your ear. Oh, you gotta go get this lawyer. You gotta go get that lawyer. So I went to go see Steve Fishman, and Fishman told me $250,000. Sheesh. I said, man, 250. Am I going home? Am I what? And he said this was 250 before trial. So I said 250 before the 250 plea out.
And it's not a guarantee that I'm gonna be free.
And it's not even no guarantee that I'm gonna be free. So
shit me.
I ended up going with another lawyer who I ended up spending, I want to say maybe 17, 18,000. I was giving him a few thousand here and there when we meet up. And because I was on bond. So when I meet with him, give him a few thousand. But I end up dropping him. Because every time I met with him, all he wanted me to do cooperate. So I kept saying, hey man, just say you said cooperate. They just want you to cooperate. We ain't even got discovery yet. You know, they just want you to cooperate.
That's a lot of their defense.
I said, man, if you don't get out of here.
Man, you know my lawyer told me that I was his only client at the time that didn't cooperate.
Wow.
And my lawyer's name was Gary Springstead,
Wow.
a federal public defender. But he was like, you're my only client at the time that's not cooperating.
Jeez.
And I'm difficult to him, and we
felt the way.
Yeah, we are. But I don't know this. The nigga was he was an agent, and now he's a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
So how the fuck is you know what I mean? You playing both sides of the fence.
Yeah. Man. So I ended up getting a court appointed. And I ended up going to trial with a court appointment. Naively, I went to trial.
But he went to trial and got 30.
I went to trial and got 30. So going back to go back a little bit. So the only reason that I got by, I don't know what. Okay, so they when they arrested all of us, they arrested us on. We got arrested on the day my man Mook got killed. Rest in peace, Mook. They locked all of us up. Some of us was on the run. They didn't catch everybody. And so when we went for arraignment, I guess the prosecutor was having a hell of a day with the magistrate because she didn't want to hear nothing they were saying. I don't know what was going on, what they had going on, but she didn't want to hear nothing that they were saying. So when I went in front of her, she was like, all right, so what are we doing about bond? So they was like, oh, he's charged with this, he charged with that. And I wasn't charged with CCE yet. I was just charged on the conspiracy. And this was what is it before? Criminal
complaint.
So it was a criminal complaint, and it was just a conspiracy charge. So, he's looking at this, he's looking at this much time, he's looking at that. And mine is my first case. First case, I'm working at Ford at the time. I'm married, got kids. So she was like, well, I don't see any reason for him to not give him a bond. Oh, they was arguing like, oh, he's a flight risk because of the amount of time. He was selling this as much drugs, this is what he's doing to the community. And she was like, well, y'all don't have a whole lot, as far as what he was particularly doing. I see we got a whole lot for some of his co-defendants. We don't have a whole lot for him. So, but anyway, she ended up giving me bond. In turn, the attorneys that was like for my brother and my other co-defendants, they stood up and was like, well, if you're going to get defendant number one to bond, if he's not a flight risk, then these guys not a flight risk. So, like the first maybe 4 or 5 guys, we end up getting bond. They end up stopping somewhere. She was like, all right, he got a record. Yeah,
ain't letting all y'all go.
Yeah, ain't letting all y'all go. You know what I'm saying? So for the folks who think that you can't get a bond, or if you only got to cooperate to get a bond, that's not true. That's not true.
That's definitely not true.
You can get a bond.
And it's a lot of myths about the feds, and I'm gonna take time on one of these episodes and just break that down, because this is like that. Like even the safety valve. The safety valve don't necessarily mean you told.
So a few of my co-defendants, they got a reduction for mitigating circumstances and safety valve. So the judge was taking back some of their safety valve and mitigating circumstances during the sentencing hearing, saying, well, he didn't feel like they said enough or agreed to enough. So they were taking it back. But the safety valve don't always mean that you cooperated.
For sure.
I checked a lot of paperwork while I was locked up.
For sure.
I was in the legal work, and I checked a lot of paperwork, other cars and Detroit car. Safety, it's a myth about the safety valve.
So let's get into that a little bit, because I see you got a you got a story that's documentary worthy. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you self-surrendered?
No. So when I went to trial, when I blew trial, they arrested me after the trial. They took me to custody.
And where they take you to? Miami Detention Center?
No, I went to St. Clair.
St. Clair.
Luckily,
So
I'll give you a story about that.
Your first stop through the BOP, when you get to your first jail, what was the first jail you went to?
Canaan, USB Canaan.
USB Canaan. Yeah. This about to get good.
Listen, man. So USB Canaan.
This about to get good.
So before we get to USB Canaan, but I'm gonna tell you, USB Canaan was, gladiator school. So my first case, first time I ever go to prison, I go to Canaan. I go to a USP. Forget it, that it just Canaan. So fast forward, or rewind, excuse me. When I was sitting in St. Clair, we want to go to detention center. Everybody who feds like, we want to go to detention center. I was there, Meech was there, Pig, rest in peace, Pig was there, a couple of my co-defendants was there, and everybody want to go to the detention. That's the thing. You calling the marshal, you calling your attorney, hey, talk to the marshal, get me transferred over to the detention center. Well, luckily for me is I don't know what's really going on in the detention center. So detention center, these dudes are jumping on other people's cases.
Sure, detention center, a snake pit.
Listen, man. So they jumping on other people's cases. And it was some people that was there that knew me who was trying to jump on my case.
So they had a 17 on you or something?
No, they didn't have a 17 on. They wanted me to come to mileage. They was waiting for me to come to mileage so that they could jump on my case. And I hear this through, obviously the feds is this big. So you're going to run into the people who was there throughout. I did 17 years, so you're going to run into who's who. And so throughout the bid, I had people telling me, like, man, if you would have came to mine, bro, they were trying to do X, Y, Z. This person, he telling me who wanted to do it. I said, man,
I was on the Western District Commission. I caught my case out of Kalamazoo.
Okay.
So I sat and watched that whole play go down, but with other characters from that side of the state. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
It was the same shit. It just was, I don't know none of these niggas, but I was in the sideline watching all these niggas jump on case to case and case, and I'm like, this shit is crazy.
They waiting for you to open up about your case, or for them to even remotely know you through somebody.
I seen some niggas do this, gang. Real shit. I seen some niggas geek a nigga up to go to rec, and one of them stayed back and went through the nigga tote and got his legal work and read this shit. They trying to jump on the nigga case. Real shit.
Absolutely. 100%.
Real shit.
If you tell me that story, I will 100% believe it, just based off what I've seen. For sure.
But now we gotta go to USP Canaan.
Alright, so we go to Canaan.
Listen, I've been through Canaan a bunch of times. I've been through Canaan so many times I can't count. But I've been through Canaan through transit.
Yeah.
But when you get to Canaan, bro, it's really like, you know, because I've been 7, 8 institutions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, different institutions got a different vibe, got a different feel.
Man.
You really got a gloomy ass, dark ass feeling like you just feel death in the air Canaan for real.
So I'm trying to figure out where I get designated to the time I'm sitting in St. Clair. Once I got sentenced, I'm looking to get designated. So my wife's calling the marshals. So the marshals finally tell her, oh, he designated at Canaan. Now, mind you, everybody around the unit, they get designated, Morgantown, some people going to Miles, some people going to all these places. And I'm like, everybody going to Lowe's, everybody going to maybe a medium. You might have one guy going to medium, everybody else going to Lowe's. So I'm like, man, you know, my first case, I gotta send me to a low, right? At least a low, right? Man, my wife said, you going to Canaan? She said, I looked it up on the internet. It looked nice. I'm like,
only if you do.
I'm like, you said it was I say FCI Canaan? She said, no, USP Canaan. I said, oh my God, USP. I told my coach, my friend was I said, I'm going to USP. He said, damn. He said, damn, ain't nobody, man, nobody's going to USP. I'm the only one in there going to USP.
And when you put up the Canaan, it got to be all nice. You see all the windmills and shit, the rocks decorated.
When we on the bus,
Penitentiary Canaan.
we pulling up. All right, you see the rocks, it say USP Canaan. I'm pulling up. I see the guys out there with no fence, and they got on the brown, right? They got on the brown shirts with some greens. I'm like, oh, that must be where I'm going, right? I'm like, man, the house is right there. They out here, ain't no fence. That must be where I'm going. And we kept going around that bend. We kept traveling around that bend further and further from there, and that was the cap. Man, we get around that
going
bend.
to the gates, and motherfuckers got to go up under the van and all that.
Man. Like the Thunderdome you pulling up to, like, man, you see all these towers. You don't see nothing but brick wall, barbed wire fence, and towers. Everybody out there with guns. I'm like, oh yeah, this ugly.
That shit looks scary,
So,
dog.
we pull in, we go into R&D. It's about 20 or something else on the bus. We get in there, so SIS come to the bullpen. He said, look, don't waste my time, don't waste your time. If you're a rat, if you got sympathy with somebody out here, if you're a sex offender, any of that, don't waste our time, don't come out on this compound. You got guys in there, man, I'm straight. Should go out there with the guys. First thing, give me a knife. First thing I'm gonna do is give me a knife, Jack. Ooh, man. So, you know, we sit in a hole until they get you out, right? We was in there, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Then so we got out. Only 3 of us came out.
Was it a whole bus of 40?
No, it was like 27 of us. Only 3 of us came out.
Get the fuck out of here.
3. Only 3 of us came out. Dog. I said, "Nah, this is real." Get to the laundry. Get to the laundry. They already know. Hey man, your homie waiting for you. You gotta see your homie's name such and such. He gonna be right out here. As soon as you go out that door, right by my child, he right there waiting for you. Like, all right, bet. I don't know. How the fuck y'all even know I'm pulling up? How y'all know me? But they know who 039 or whatever. They
From the line, we know now because the line is the list. You know what I'm saying?
Go out, holler at the homies, go in there, they like, what's up? They like, man, you know, paperwork. First thing they say, man, your paperwork good. I say, man, all right, it's on the way. I had my paperwork, so I had some discovery and I had some stuff while I was in St. Clair. And they let me mail it to myself. So I mailed it. I had my PSI in, they told me, like, you can't get your PSI in. When it came to the mail there, they let me get it. So I had my PSI, docket sheet, census transcripts. I had the whole nine when I got to Canaan. So once the mail came, the mask was already there. So they showed the homies, and there about 10 of us on the compound. 10 guys from Michigan, not from Detroit.
That's how it be. It ain't never gonna be 10 from Detroit. How many was from Detroit?
It was me, my man from Plymouth. It was 4 of us from Detroit out of the 10. Everybody else was like Flint, dude from Saginaw. 2 dudes from Flint, 2 dudes from Saginaw, and I think the rest of them from Grand Rapids, I think.
So what was the compound that came to? Who had control of the compound? Because whatever car, the biggest kind of control the compound to a certain extent.
So Canaan had just opened up when I got it. It only been opened up a little while. They sent a lot of people from Lewisburg over to Canaan to open it up. So by the time I got there, the majority of the compound was DC. That was the majority. Then probably Philly, New York, Baltimore, Mexicans. That was the majority.
Now when you got Mexicans in the USP, you got the serious Mexicans.
Yeah,
you got the hand.
You got Mexican Mafia. You got MS-13. You got Serranos. All of them can't bid together. So you had Norteño, Serrano. They not there together. And then you just got your general
prison politics a motherfucker, ain't it, boy?
Listen, I can get to you. We can spend 3 hours talking about prison politics.
I see this gonna have to be. I already see this now. This gonna have to be a part 2 episode. I definitely see this. You know what I'm saying? So, what was the politics like at Canaan? You said DC had the control of the yard, so you know how they get down.
You know what? And I'm not gonna say DC had control. I would probably say East Coast Bloods probably had more control than DC. DC was willy-nilly.
What year was this?
They kind of clicked. So this was 2006. Yeah, 2006 when I got there. So they was real clicky. You know what I'm saying? They beef within each other. So they couldn't. They was the majority, but they was kind of separated. But the Bloods was them dudes from Baltimore, dudes from New York, dudes from Philly. The Bloods was thick, and it was East Coast Bloods. Mm-hmm. So they had. I would say they probably had the yard.
Now, was it some West Coast Bloods there?
No. I take that back. It was some West Coast Blood there, but
because I didn't think the politics with the East Coast Bloods and the West Coast Bloods ain't really rocking with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was only a few, and it was older guys. That was West Coast Blood.
So, what type of shit you seen that Canaan, man? Because I know, like, listen, man. Shout out IR Jetto. I told you, I've been through transit 1,000 times. Me and Jetto Sellies in there. They left us in the motherfucking cell for a week, bro. Didn't give us a shower, bro. Then when they gave us a shower, they gave us like a Tide Pod for some soap, bro. I'm talking about. Ask the nigga Jetto, bro. That shit was terrible, bro.
We stayed on lockdown. When I first got there, you had that first team, they was like, "What are you doing here? You shouldn't even be here." One, I shouldn't be here. So when they figured it out, they was like, "Yeah, the prosecution requested you to go to USP." The prosecution requested the BOP to send me to USP. So I wasn't even supposed to be there. I had points to be there, nothing. So this was right before the points changed. I don't know. Was you in the system when they changed the points?
Yeah, I came in the system in a way. I came after the points had changed.
Right.
Because certain amount of points you had to go to a USP.
Yeah, right. So
certain amount of time you had to go to a USP too.
So when I get there, my points, when they redid the points, my points dropped. I was down to 11. I had camp points. The whole time I was locked up, I had camp points.
But my
time kept me, you know what I'm saying? So 30 years, if you got 30 years, you automatically in the medium until you get under 20. So so I'm there, they like, "Man, we're gonna get you out of here as soon as possible. As soon as we can, we're gonna get you transferred, man. We get you going, get you to a medium." So I'm like, "All right, cool, no problem." I was like, "Well, how long is it really gonna take?" They was like, "Well, usually take this long to get designated." And just let us know, around which ones you want to go to. Give us like a first and a second. I was like, well, I looked at the list. I was like, well, I don't want to go to Pekin. Right? Listen, I don't know why I said I don't know anything about Pekin.
I've never heard anything good about Pekin. It's just like a gang jail, and I never heard nothing good about Pekin. I know a bunch of rats that was at Pekin. So it was like I never heard nothing good about Pekin.
So I didn't want to. I don't even know nothing really about Pekin. I just looked at the name and said I don't want to go to that one because I felt like it's a little bit too far. And I was like, maybe Trell, So I was like, man, maybe I go to Trell. Maybe I go to, what I'm saying, a couple other spots that was a little closer. So they're like, all right, we're gonna get you out of here. So I don't know, maybe my third or fourth day on the compound, I go up to the yard, see one of the homies, yard quiet. So I'm looking around, I'm like, man, what's going on? He like, oh, Baltimore dudes over there into it with they beefing with the Mexicans. Now, the Baltimore dudes are sitting at the table, right? It's only probably about maybe 30 of them sitting at the table. Mexicans is all over the yard. This fence, that fence, that. So he like, man, we're gonna chill back here on the fence. So we sit back on the fence. 10 seconds later, oh yeah, Bobby, oh yeah. And they just start running towards the Baltimore dudes. So the Baltimore dudes just back up. And the Baltimore dude is probably, I don't know, 100 Mexicans. The Baltimore dudes start punishing these, it's only 30 Baltimore dudes. They punishing the Mexicans. They got knives, they stabbing, they dropping, they running up, they knocking out 2-3 Mexicans at a time. Mexicans, they're not fighting. This is my first introduction knowing that Mexicans really, a lot of them, 90% of them can't fight. No disrespect to the Mexicans. It's just,
all them burpees you bought.
All them burpees. Can't throw no hands for real. So, but some of them can. I've seen some of them get busy. But
no, shout out my man Trell.
Yeah, some of them can get busy. A lot of
them,
maybe it's just a lot of the Pisces who don't even really be there. They don't even know why they game making. So they end up punishing whatever. And as we there, you hear the get on the ground, right? And it's come from the tower. Get on the ground. And you hear boom. Man, my heart dropped. My heart dropped. I'm like, who got a gun? Who got a gun? I'm like, man, they got guns. I'm thinking like, man, what if Mexicans got a gun? So, man, so look, we get on the ground. I know now I realize they shoot warning shots in the dirt. Dog, I get on the ground. They come snatch all the dudes up. They send us back to the unit. They lock us down. We locked down for probably like 2-3 weeks. Listen, this is my first time ever being locked up. I said, what the fuck they just sent me, man? The whole time I'm sitting in the cell by Shelly, I said, man, where the fuck did these people that sent me?
Locked down, in the cell.
In the cell.
Size of the closet.
Yes, sir.
Taller than that motherfucker. Another nigga in that bitch. No TV. This before the MP3 players.
Yeah, this way before the MP3 players. I got the
sound
radio. I got the one battery though.
The banana?
No, not the banana. I wish I had it. My partner had a banana. I wanted the banana my whole day because they last forever.
Fed shit. All my Fed niggas know what this is. But a banana Sony, classic.
I had to clear Sony one battery. That's a workhorse, boy. That's like 4 tough.
The long one. The one with the rotor dial.
Yeah, with the rotor dial.
Okay, yeah. That bitch, you can break that bitch 1,000 times.
You can break it 1,000 times.
Only the bottom gonna crack.
I done dropped it from the top tier before. Shattered in pieces, snapped it back together. But we had, from where my cell was at, I could put the radio in the window and we could pick up a college radio station every Tuesday. That was the bit. That was the only time we was getting any new music, any mixtapes, so we could pick up stuff from New York and Philly from there.
The psychological shit that you go through in prison.
Yes,
sir. That motherfucker don't understand.
Yes, sir.
You and that cell, y'all looking forward to that motherfucking radio station on there Tuesday.
It's a bit. It's like
it's like that's the world.
Listen, it's like waiting on power.
Listen.
Like
we understand this. The viewers don't understand this. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's the
little shit. Be like waiting on Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You be like Christmas Eve, some simple shit like that. Like,
and you don't get an hour. Then you find out they taking like requests. So you had your girl call in. Shout out to my man.
So you had somebody shout you out?
Oh yeah, for sure. My wife shot me out. Listen, my wife shot me out. Every radio station I could get to, she did it though. Shout out to her. Every joint I went to with the radio station, she did it.
So after you come off the lockdown on Canaan, then what?
we was out for about a week. I got familiar with the law library, and then we got locked back down again for a month. So I can't even tell you how long.
Listen, they say word on Canaan is they lock down 9 months out the year.
Facts. No exaggeration. No exaggeration. You're gonna come out. You come
9
out.
months out the year.
You come out. You might get 2 weeks out on the yard. Something happen. Back down. Knocked down for a month, 2 months.
So explain this to him. When did you get him to the survival kit?
Then and there. After that first lockdown. Man, that first lockdown, it was like, oh no.
So explain to him what the survival kit is.
So listen, man, if you don't go to commissary and make you a kit with soups and whatever it is that you like to have off a commissary and get you at least 30 days worth, at the minimum 30 days worth, more. At Canaan, you want 2-3 months worth for real, and get you that kit just because you're not going to commissary for that month. You ain't nothing shaking. You ain't going to commissary. You getting bologna sandwiches.
Yes.
And then they might, depending on what type of captain you get, how long it take them to start serving you hot meals. You know, we didn't wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks without getting a hot meal before.
Man, imagine how you still locked up in COVID?
What? Listen.
You know how they be, so you know how they played it with COVID. We ain't seen hot meal for months.
Listen, COVID was insane. We gonna get to COVID, because that's when I was at Elkton. We gonna get to COVID, man. COVID changed the ball game. So, definitely. I was there locked down most of the time. I ended up doing 27 months total in Canaan because of the lockdown. They couldn't get me designated and transferred faster than we called
the shit happening. You just get transferred because of your points drop, and they transferred the disciplinary motherfuckers before you.
Listen, man, people getting killed. It's serious. 1,000% serious in USP Canaan. Or in USP across the country. 1,000. They're not playing no games. You will get killed. Coming there playing games, somebody will kill you, or you will have to kill somebody if you come in there playing.
What you think the most dangerous USP is?
Either Big Sandy or Canaan. Big Sandy or Canaan is probably, I don't know, back then, I don't know now. I don't know what it is.
And it's crazy how, even though I've never been in the USP, you know, you still, the system is so small, you still know what's going on.
Everybody know everybody business. The BOP is all over the country.
But it's crazy how the jails rotate. Which one be the rock and you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you know, it go in time. Terror Hut might have been rocking at one point. Big Sandy might be rocking at another point. Back in the day, Lewisburg might have been rocking.
Lewisburg ain't even a pen no more.
Yeah, Lewisburg ain't a pen no more. Lewisburg, they had a smooth program, but Lewisburg was off the chain.
Lewisburg got the smallest cells in the BOP.
Listen, so I'm gonna give you one time with the transit there, but I get to that in a second because it's small. Let me tell that first. I could literally touch the wall like this. I could just lean back and forth and touch the wall in the cell in Lewisburg.
Man, listen, you know, Ashland is one of them old ass jails like that too. Ashland low. But I was at the camp and went to, they don't got no hole, so I was in the hole in the low. That bitch was built in 1940. That bitch got bars.
They said it had some campus suite too.
Listen. I only lasted at Ashland camp 46 days.
Ooh, yeah, sweet.
But it wasn't, I didn't even get fucked up because somebody at the camp. This some shit, I got a story, nigga, that nobody never heard, nigga. I left a phone, me and my partner had a phone, and when I left the jail, I was in the camp. They found the phone. They sent it to the FBI lab. Nigga, they sent me a shot to the camp. I'm at the camp out my way, though. Man, what? They crushed me. I was gone the whole weekend. Come back that Monday morning. They called me to the front. I'm like, damn, they must have called me on camera leaving. This shit from FCI Elkton. I said, what?
It took me so long to get to a camp.
So you stay at Canaan 27 months?
27 months.
Canaan 27 months. You've seen a lot of shit.
A lot of shit, man. People died. People got sliced up. People got stabbed up. COs got hurt. I seen everything there. Riots. Seen the turtles coming.
Now, let me ask you this though, before we can move on. Is them COs as disrespectful to y'all on the compound as they is to us in transit? Because them Canaan COs will talk to you so greasy in transit because they know you going to a camp or a low or something.
In the joint, no.
I figured that.
Inside the joint, no. In transit, they gonna talk crazy. Inside the prison, no.
I figured that.
No.
But this is shit I see that Canaan too. You know, now, all BOP, they gotta wear stab vests.
Yeah.
Canaan, they had stab vests on in Canaan back before that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I had one CO. He was so cool. He found a knife in my cell. He found a knife in my cell. It was on my bunk. I left my stuff hanging up in the shower. So I shoot back. I say, I shoot back to the shower. Damn, let me grab this out the shower. Grab it back. By the time I come back, he dipped in the cell. He's shaking it down. I'm telling the homie, like, yeah, I'm about to go on book. When I went in, I took the knife off and put it on my bunk. Not thinking, I shot back out to grab that to come back. He ended up shaking it down. Boom, he come out. He don't say nothing, he don't do nothing. I don't see nothing in his hand. I'm like, oh, I'm straight. I'm straight. I go in there, the knife's still there. I'm like, man, ain't no way he missed this. I don't say nothing. I don't go to his office and say nothing to him or nothing.
Here's my knife.
So they had called for child. Around lunchtime, they called for child. He called me in his office. Hey, Smith, come here. I go in the office. He's like, hey, next time, don't leave that sitting out. He's like, I know you need it. Don't leave it sitting out, though. I was like, man, I don't care what you did. Don't leave it sitting out, because if it ain't me, you get booked. Shout out to him. He said,
you got a few, though. You got a few thorough COs. I came across a few that's thorough. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Motherfucker called me with a phone one time. And was like, man, you get the fuck out of here.
I got blessed a couple times. I got blessed a couple times.
Another nigga caught me with that bitch and just took the bitch from me. But nigga, if you gonna take the bitch from me, you should. I'd rather you give me a shot for the motherfucker. You don't just take the motherfucker, nigga.
Especially depending on where you at, how much you pay for it.
Man, that shit was a crazy situation. Then he got my nigga with it, because my nigga behind the locker on the phone. He don't hear the nigga telling me, give me the phone.
Oh, wow.
Give me the phone. So when my nigga finally hear him say, give me the phone, he raised up on the phone. He like, give me that one too.
Ooh.
True story.
So I go to, from Canaan, once I finally leave Canaan, I go to Pekin. So we fly down, now I'm coming back to Oklahoma. So, we left Michigan, went to Oklahoma, then flew to Canaan, did 27 months there. Now I'm flying back out and going to Oklahoma. So I ended up getting designated to Pekin, the place I didn't even want to go.
I was just about to say that. The place you didn't want to go is where they sent you to, huh?
And for whatever reason, when I left Canaan, they black boxed me.
That black box, motherfucker.
Listen, man, I'm asking myself, what y'all black box me for?
Hey, listen, I got to explain this. We be saying shit over here and y'all be knowing what we mean. When you say black box is a device that allegedly another inmate came up with. Yeah, it's some shit that holds you already handcuffed and shackled, but this black box hold the handcuffs to where you can't even move your arms in no type of.
It's like this.
It got to be inhumane.
It's literally like this, like you hold in a cuff between your hands. It's real inhumane, man. You try to eat, you on a plane, they give you something to eat with, try to go use the bathroom with, it's impossible. And to tear your wrist up, your wrist be up. So they black boxed me. That was the only time I've ever been black boxed that I've been through.
I got black box on the med trip.
Yeah.
I got black box on the med trip.
Yeah.
I got black box a couple times. I got black box on the med trip. In the van by my motherfucking self.
They will black box.
Man, as a motherfucker.
And that'll be because the CO scared.
See, I ain't know what the science behind
that got nothing to do with like, oh, he's this type of person, he's gonna do X.
Yeah, somebody love it. What's an eye doctor?
Listen, that's because the CO scared. He just wanted to put it on you. So went to Pekin. When I got to Pekin, a lot more homies there. We probably about 70, 80 deep probably at this spot. It's a mix of everybody here. People from the East Side, Grand Rapids, Flint, everywhere. People from Kalamazoo, everywhere. And what's crazy about Canaan was the homies was politicking, but people politic more the lower you go. Like people play politics the lower you go.
For sure.
You real politicking in the USP. Once you get lower, that people play politics.
Exactly. The level of respect lowers a little bit.
Absolutely.
The acceptance of bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So I know what you mean.
And you got people, oh, I'd rather go back to my one time you was Pete.
Get the fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
stop lying.
Get the fuck out of here.
Stop lying.
Get the
You
fuck
walk
out
back
of
to
here.
that Animal House, stop playing. So, but you know, people just say that to say whatever. But getting there, like you say, gang bang city. Chicago runs Pekin. That's their backyard. Is insane how it is there. So let me shout out my man before I go and Canaan, before I left Canaan. Good dude that I met there from Jersey named Akbar Prey. My God, good dude. Listen,
I read Akbar Prey book, The Death of the Game. That's like one of the best books I ever read.
When you get a chance to do this time and you come across certain people, right? People who do now our connection was he had a CCE case. I also had a CCE case. So when he seen me in the law library working and he seen me looking up CCE stuff, he said, "Man, we got to chopping it up." And he started helping me. This is what you need to understand. This is what you need to do. This is how you got to fight it. So he started helping me a lot. But talking to him,
recently came home too,
man. Listen, I pray, good dude. I hate that he went through what he went through. And the fight that he had was incredible. But he gave me a lot of game starting out. The man told me something, man, and it changed my whole perspective on everything that I was going through. We walking the track one day. He said, "Hey, man, listen, young blood, you know, you get to talk. He's smooth. He wear his thermal around his. He folded over his shoulders and have it tied up. This is a smooth old cat, right?" So we walking the track. He said, "Listen, young blood, let me tell you this, man. What's the rules to the game?" And I'm like, rules to the game. I'm like, you stay loyal, you stay down, say treat people like they supposed, you hustle fairly and you don't tell on nobody. I'm giving them all the stuff that we think is the rules to the game, man. He said, "Man, ain't no rules to the game." I said, "Ain't no rules to the game." He said, "Them your rules." He said, "The game ain't got no rules. Them your rules." He said, that's the honor that you carry, the loyalty that you carry. You ain't gonna tell nobody, but that ain't gonna stop the next man from telling on you." He said, "The game is wide open." And it changed everything for me. It changed because it made me, because I'm looking at it like, man, this is that. But the game ain't got no rules. They're my rules. The next man might not have the same rules. He ain't got the same rules and principles.
Yeah, I read this book, man. His nephew, John Prey, was at Elkton with me, and I read his book. You know what I mean? But that book was deep. Like he got some game.
Listen, man.
He got some game.
Man. Shout out to Akbar.
And to get into that a little bit, because what I took from that book, it gave me a little perspective of like the difference between the heroin era and the crack era. You know what I mean? The heroin era was more played as a gentleman's game. It was a game, and the coke era ushered in a cowboy era, and how he broke that down by me not really being of the heroin 70s era, because we come from the heroin era, but it was still cowboy game. You know what I'm saying? So I read that book, and I'm like, damn, because what he was saying was true.
Absolutely, 100%.
Crack destroyed everything. It made motherfuckers who was somebody overnight. You know what I mean? So that book put a lot of perspective for me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, a lot of perspective for me. And listen, I'm not our era. We look at OGs and people who've been through it, and we give them the credit or respect that they deserve, and we take heed to some of the things that they say. I don't know about this era. This era could care less about an OG. They dog an OG. Oh, you ain't nobody. You ain't got no money now. What's up? They don't know about the wisdom that you got though.
It was very few blacks that I met like that. That was like OG older niggas. Like, I got some niggas that was a few years older than me that I respected the OG, but a nigga that had like game like Akbar Prey, like an OG like that, it's very few I met. I met accounts of mafia motherfuckers and niggas like that, but only one motherfucker I might have to say I met like that maybe is Billy Guy. You ever heard of Billy Guy before out of New York? Yeah, man, Billy Guy, and that was my workout partner. He an old smooth motherfucker. He swear he down make a kingpin. You know what I mean? That's my nigga. You know what I mean? I watched that nigga write a nigga a letter. You know what I'm saying? The nigga just how he just expressed himself when he signed Billy Guy. He autographed it. I saved this, and I got a card he got made for me for my birthday. And he signed it because he called me Hollywood. Like, what's up, Hollywood? He signed the motherfucker, but he's a funny motherfucker, man.
Yeah, my God, listen, that's gonna be worth something. Yeah, man, I came across quite a few individuals like that during my bid, who had some type of wisdom to bestow upon you. Came across a lot of fools too.
For sure, definitely.
But peaking, whole nother ball game, man. You got to deal with a lot of gang banging, and the mentality is different. It's different gang banging than it is on the East Coast. It's completely different mentality.
So there's more structure.
It's more.
Yeah, I think it's more structure. I'm gonna stand on that. From what I see, the Midwest-based organizations got more structure.
But I look at it as structured, like they're structured by fear.
Regardless of why it is structured.
It is structured though.
But it's structured. You know what I'm saying?
It is structured, but they structured by fear, man. I see a lot of dudes and they move the way they move out of fear.
Because they got to.
Because they have to.
And I got to understand a lot of that too. And I was telling somebody this in the conversation the other day because like the gang culture. Of course, you are my generation. Mm-hmm. We ain't come up with no gang culture. We come up with cliques or drug gangs or hoods. But we didn't come up with organizational gang structure. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't respect that damn near none in jail. It was clown shit to me.
I was the same way. I was the same way until I met a few people.
Exactly. And I had bumped my head and was getting into it with motherfuckers because of my views on that shit. To where the GDs was about to do something to me one time. I had a couple episodes of GDs. The GDs was about to do something to me and Mike one time before too.
Shout out to Mike, man. Mike was at Elkton. He came through Elkton real fast. Like a week, 2 weeks he was there. Shout out to Mike, man. Good dude.
Yeah, but man, so you at Pekin. It's gang central.
Gang central.
What was that like for you? Like being from Detroit, being from Michigan? What was the Michigan car standing on?
So I didn't respect gang culture when I first got there. I came to respect it the more I got to know some of the people. But I, like you said, from Detroit, we don't gang bang. So I'm like, oh, crazy. You keep listening to this your chief. He's a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? that's how we look. But that's the respect that they get. He earned it. You know what I'm saying? I got to understand that. So one thing that I learned about people from Chicago is, if I should just say it was all Chicago, right? So guys show up and he keep telling me about my hood, this is what we doing in my hood. We beef with this guy, he telling me all the stories, right? Man, we beef with this gang, that gang, this gang, this gang. And I'm thinking, like, where we from, my hood is, Joy Road is massive, right? Compared to what I'm about to tell you. So he like, my hood. So we had a map one day in Chicago. He like, man, that's my hood right here. And I'm like, okay, this whole. He like, no, it's my hood right here. I'm like, yeah, that's this whole hood. No, the block. It's a block. It's his hood. He called his hood was just his block. So imagine me from Joy Road saying I'm from Rosemont. So between Joy Road and Dover and Rosemont, that's my hood. And you beefing with somebody that's on Ashton around the corner. You can't go to the liquor store because y'all killing it. You live around the corner from them, and that's their hood.
I'm gonna say I learned a lot of different people's culture in the feds too, because they got a culture that we don't got. DC got a culture we don't got. For sure. Texas got a culture we don't got. Memphis got a culture we don't got. And it'd be amazing to see that shit. Like, damn, these niggas is so we doing the same shit, but just all in a different
in a different way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Way. They fast the way they talk, they slang, they lingo. We got lingo, they don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing that I do know. One thing I do know that don't nobody else get that Detroit get. We are everywhere. Niggas from Detroit go everywhere and get money.
Listen,
we are in every city in the country.
I argue with this, and I give these niggas the credit to it. I think they right there with us, but they only go like the Eastern Seaboard, New York niggas.
Oh yeah, that's it. They going as far as the Carolinas. That's it. But they won't even really going to Atlanta.
But you got Detroit niggas everywhere.
Everywhere.
New Mexico.
Man, listen. Montana.
Ohio, you know that?
Everywhere. You go look up and see somebody from Detroit. You
I used to argue with niggas with that a lot in the feds. I used to be telling niggas like, look at my homies. You see all those? All from Michigan. Look at his number.
Yeah.
His number 088 number. His number 087 number. His number 07. These niggas got cases from everywhere because that's what we be everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
My case don't even come from Detroit, nigga. We go, that's what we do.
We go get money everywhere. That's one thing I get about Detroit, man. We go get money everywhere. Some of these dudes, they can't even leave they can't leave their neighborhood. But one thing I do know about a lot of them, the gangs, they can only get so much money in the neighborhood because it's controlled by the gang.
For sure.
I mean, that's why you see a lot of them go out and they get caught up in Iowa, or they get caught up in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, somewhere in there. They had those cases, right? And you'll be like, oh, what you doing up there? You can't get money in your hood because the gang control. So you gotta go find somewhere else to go get some money. Us, we get money in our hood, we go get money out of town. No matter where we get it, we gonna go get some money. I don't care who it is, where you at.
How long you stayed at Pekin?
Pekin, I was there 4 years. I did 4 years in Pekin. And met a lot of good dudes there, man. A lot of Big Ed was there. Big Ed is hilarious, my guy.
Yeah, I heard a lot of Big Ed stories.
Big Ed Harrison is hilarious, man. I was there when the Tommy situation happened. I ain't gonna talk about that, but there's a Tommy situation happened there. Met a lot of good dudes though. I met a lot of good dudes there, man. Fighting my case tooth and nail there. A lot of good dudes there though.
And from Pekin, where you ended up going to?
After Pekin, I went to Elkton.
I started at Elkton.
I did not remember that.
What year you was at Elkton?
I was at Elkton from 2010 or 11. 2010 or 11. Like that last year that Chill was there, I had got there right before Chill left. So
I left Elkton in June of 11.
that was probably the first, about around the first year I was there.
Yeah, what year was you in?
I was in BB.
BB. I see L was gone. Mike was up there in that year. Mike was up there in that
Mike.
year.
Boy, I got some stories about Mike.
And Charles.
And Charles.
Hey, man,
Listen.
I ran into Charles years later at Loretto.
Man, cool to see.
Man, what a motherfucker, bro.
Listen, cool to see.
Listen, Charles ended up getting back.
Yeah.
And ended up having to give for Charles a bunch of shit.
My man Ed, I've been doing some real estate business with him in DC.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. He Charles is who he said he was.
Charles is who he say he was.
For sure, for sure.
He was getting that real estate money for sure.
For sure. Charles had a lot of game, and when I first met Charles, I was a knucklehead. Like, where's the Elkton?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fresh in, I don't, man, fuck. He was arrogant, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I ran into Charles 10 years later. We both was at two different points in our life, and that's my nigga.
Man, Charles,
that's my nigga.
He's not gonna take that sweater and wear it.
Yeah, with the motherfucking gray hair slicked back.
Man.
Distinguished nigga.
That's my God, cool to see, good dude, man. It's crazy how the people that you run into while you're incarcerated and what you can learn while you're incarcerated. That's when by the time I got to Elkton, I had learned a lot and lost a lot. You know, like 2009 when I was in Pekin, a lot of people probably passed away. Like 2009 was incredible, man. It seemed like I got a obituary every month.
That was about 2011.
And you know what I'm saying? It's just everything started to change. Like life got real.
That was about 2011.
Everything got real, man. I'm losing the pills. I'm losing 2255. I'm losing.
That was my 2011.
And listen, it don't seem like nothing could go right. I put in for Maryland. They just named me to Elkton. You know, they talk about Elkton. Elkton had the worst stigma ever. You can't work out. You can't do push-ups. You can't do, which is all a lie. You can work out.
That's crazy, the myth about Elkton.
It's crazy, the myth about it.
And Elkton, everything. And listen, I'm at Elkton. I started at Elkton. And I done believed this myth for 2 years of how bad Elkton is, but everybody's saying this. So I blew Elkton and got sent to McKean.
Listen, man, Elkton.
Everything was going to Elkton.
Everything was going at Elkton.
It's nothing that ain't going to Elkton.
Elkton, it have its moments where they tighten up, and then it got moments when it get like that.
Elkton was wide open, man. Then my cousin was cooking in the kitchen. My cousin, shout out, man, rest in peace, my cousin Big Baby, man. Big Baby was cooking in the kitchen.
Man, I know Big Baby, man.
Man, I had a ball at Elkton.
Yeah.
I had a ball at Elkton.
You eat good.
What?
Chicken day was crazy. Thursday was crazy.
Yeah, man. So you get to Elkton. You said it's like 2011. So I kind of know the vibe of Elkton because I had just left in 2011. Mm-hmm. That shit happened with the Pittsburgh niggas a little bit. You probably still heard reminiscence of that when homies jumped the Pittsburgh niggas. Then we had a situation with the Ohio and the New York niggas over some cardies and this little shit. So what was going on in Elkton after I left when you got there?
So Elkton, I did almost 10 years at Elkton. And when I first got there, Elkton wasn't structured like the Penn or like the Medium. So everything's kind of like willy-nilly. Like when we go to the child hall, you kind of sit wherever you want to sit. It wasn't like sectioned off, your car sit here, you know, Michigan sit here, Vice Lord sit there. Like it wasn't sectioned off like that. So when I got there, my cellie, Chris X, he was
homie Chris X?
Chris Allen, yeah, Chris X.
The dad?
That dad.
That's my
Rest in peace. I was there when he died. He was my cellie when I died. I watched him when he fell. That's my man.
That's who was in that unit too. Chris X and was Malik in that unit too?
Yep, Malik.
Yeah.
Yep. See, you got some good OGs who came down.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Now that I start thinking about it, it might be not notable names like, you know what I mean?
But they good OGs.
That's what I meant when I say kind of my generation. Because I didn't really think they was that older than me at the time, but they was.
Malik had 27
For
years,
sure.
X had 30. You know,
For sure. We
my
was
guy.
two good dudes, you know what I mean?
So, we started sitting together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of stuck on routine, so I'm like, man, everywhere I'm like, man, we sitting up here. Like, we gonna sit. This is where we gonna sit at. Every time we come over, we gonna sit. So we was cool with everybody. My man Southwest Reason, that was my man too, my baby there. So we were like, man, every time we always look for each other for lunch. Man, where you at? We all sit in the same spot. So it became this is a Michigan car. So yeah, man, at Elkton is willy-nilly as far as the car went. And everybody car kind of.
Yeah, ain't nobody really standing on paperwork.
Yeah, and ain't nobody really standing on paperwork. So
It is amongst cliques.
It amongst cliques, right? So we start sitting together in the chow hall. And once everybody's saying, oh, all the Michigan guys that got tables, now everything started to get sectioned off. Now everybody started, you know.
But it was kind of sort of like that, like when I was there, because like I said, we had to be there at the same time, but just didn't know each other because there was so many of us. But we always sat up there at the beginning, back where the rails was at.
That's exactly what it was.
It wasn't like that was our designated section, but it was unofficially. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Out there where Miss Boyd hung out at.
Sheesh.
You remember Miss Boyd?
You motherfucking right, I remember Miss Boyd.
But yeah, man, you know, getting to Elkton, it was a different environment. You know, Lowe's, you could stay out, watch TV a little longer. You know, I'm not locked in a cell. It's open dorm.
It was a culture shift where you come from.
It was a huge culture shift as far as now I'm being in an open dorm, and the level of respect, everything changed.
It's gone.
There ain't no level. There ain't no respect.
It's gone. But I stayed in the first cube, and this was before they put the computers up there.
Right.
Remember, I watched them put the computers right there. But remember, it just used to be a light right there. They used to hang out there all night.
Yeah,
like,
just
man,
talk. Just
come
kick
on,
it
right
all
there,
night.
right, and I'm on the top bunk. So you niggas is right here, like literally. I can damn near grab one of you niggas and say, "Shut the fuck up."
You fight, I say, Ray, I owe it just that right there.
You gonna tell me? I was one of them.
But yeah, man. So we started, you know, everything started getting structured a little bit after. I guess a lot of medium guys were starting to come in, and everything.
I heard that, like, you know, because I was still getting reminiscent of what was going on. Like, because my crew was gone from Elkton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Smoke was gone, Chill was gone, Lil Black was gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All my crew was gone from Elkton. But I heard a couple guys that I know had started coming there, and it kind of. I also heard it kind of broke the car up a little bit.
It did. So it started to become more. Detroit was Detroit. Flint was
And not
Flint.
even that, I heard it
Lansing
kind
was
of.
Lansing.
I heard it kind of got east side and west side.
It did too.
So I heard all the east side guys was running after, and then some west side guys running somebody from your hood that's had some type of name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that definitely started happening.
Yeah.
It just definitely started. Everything started to separate a little bit.
But I got a crazy Elkton story. You had to be there when this happened. The bitch that worked at Unicorn. You remember she got walked off the compound?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know her. I'm green as fuck. Shout out to my man Stacks. Rest in peace, my man Stacks from Baltimore. But my homie TB can tell you this too. She is on me. But I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm just like this white bitch. You know, I'm fresh in jail. This old ass white lady. And I ain't thinking she really is trying to give me some pussy. So I start pushing the line with her. Like, oh, wear them tight jeans tomorrow. She had them bitches on. She started bringing me little shit. Then imagine Fats work in the kitchen. She started bringing me shit from the kitchen from Fats. But then she'd give me something other than what, you know what I mean? So I have it. But I'm so goofy and I don't know. I get transferred. So I get transferred. The other nigga that work in the Unicorn started following me. I know, I'm green.
It was at Elkton. I seen that a lot. I seen quite a few officers get walked out of there. I seen officers catch cases.
Listen, you know, we're gonna have to have this. This definitely got to be a part 2 of my favorite vacation, man. This is a dope episode, man. But before I go, man, matter of fact, I didn't even ask you his name on because I just remember the one tall officer from New Orleans that was breaking on the law, Elkton.
Oh yeah.
I remember his name. I don't know if we want to say it on
Listen.
camera.
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna say that. He caught a case.
I know, that's why I said,
listen,
listen, the first situation he got involved in, the first time it happened, I was there, the niggas I was running with is one of the niggas told on him.
Yeah.
Boy from Ohio.
Yeah. And
They
so
had the ticket.
he started messing with the dude from Pittsburgh after that. Dude from Pittsburgh, he was getting love with the dude from Pittsburgh though. He was cool. He said I never mess with the white guys because they tell me just keep messing with the black guys. So the dude from Pittsburgh get locked up. The one dude who was supposed to be a mob member, the white guy, he started.
He ended up coming to Loretto, and niggas was acting like he ain't fuck him up.
Yeah.
From Ohio.
Yeah.
Yes, and listen. See, we definitely got to do a part 2. But listen, I'm gonna say his name because it is what it is. Because he was a chump. Vig.
Yeah.
The white boys got a TV room. I get the Allenwood, the East Coast gym. Midwest car don't have no TV room. My unit, there's only 6 of us from the Midwest in my unit. It's COVID. The big TV rooms it's a big TV room. Philly got a TV, everybody got a TV. Midwest ain't got shit. White boys got a TV, then they got another TV room that they open when they start letting up COVID. This is a white boy TV room. Man, is you motherfucking crazy? Is you crazy?
He said this ain't happening.
Nah, this us.
Yeah.
All the homies from the Midwest, it's like 6 of them from Michigan and like 6 of them from Ohio. It's whatever. It's our shit.
Yeah.
Big trying to play the 50. He from Ohio, so he trying to play the Midwest guy, but you nigga, you don't give a fuck about no black. You Italian.
Not at all.
So you, hey man, y'all mind it. Ooh, but we played cool because the nigga had a ticket in there, but I didn't know Big was wicked till after that.
Yeah.
Because Big ended up doing some wicked shit there. And it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they smacked dude, man. They smacked dude, set him up. He got blast in the parking lot. I can't remember the one SIS dude, tall black dude.
Butts.
Oh man,
Butts.
It's a Butts got him.
Butts.
Butts in the parking lot. Deep down in the seat, waited on him to get out the car, ran up on him, caught him with all the squares and all that. Yeah, that was yeah, we gotta do part 2 of this.
For sure.
Because we got so much more to go, man.
For sure, man. Y'all stay tuned in, man. My favorite vacation, Trell episode part 2, man.